Hello everybody, happy 2022. I wanted to do a Q&A video to start off the new year. On my Instagram, I asked you guys to send me some questions that you guys had, and I am very very thankful that you guys asked, because I wasn't sure if anyone would ask things. But thank you guys so much for submitting questions. I have my mask on because, as you guys can tell, I am literally just in a random park. The first half of the questions are all going to be related to myself, like personal questions, and then the second half of the questions are going to be questions about Korea. Okay, so just for like introductory, simple introduction. My name is Monica and I am 23 years old. So the first question is, what is your MBTI or Enneagram if you're about that? My MBTI is INFP and my Enneagram is type 2. What is your favorite song right now? My favorite song right now is probably Pink and White by Frank Ocean. I think a lot of Frank Ocean fans can relate to this, but I have been waiting for his new album for a very long time. So Frank Ocean, if you're watching this, time is ticking. But if you need time to like make art, that's okay. What animal do you see yourself as? So I've heard people tell me that I look like a polar bear or a quokka.
What does that say, Anaya?
But if anything, I see myself as a monkey. That's also what my sisters see myself as, so I'll just say monkey. What is your most used emoji? The emoji with sparkly eyes, I'll insert it here. I feel like that emoji captures a lot of my inward feelings. So, do you open a banana from the bottom or top? I open it from the bottom because, hear me out on this guys, I heard that that's like how monkeys open up their bananas, and monkeys are known to eat a lot of bananas, so they're like pros. So if they eat bananas like that, in my head it makes sense to also eat it like that. Like that's like learning basketball from Michael Jordan. What do you like to splurge on? I really like to splurge on coffee. Like, okay, the size of this coffee is so small. To me, it's worth it. Like, I love coffee. I love going to cafes in Korea. I love spending money on coffee. I spend a little too much, maybe. Where do you see yourself 2 years from now? 2 years from now, I don't know where I'll be, but I hope that I am a more confident person. I don't know if I'm answering that question. I don't really know where I see myself. Maybe working, hopefully, but more than that, I hope that in 2 years I am a more confident person. How are you? I'm fine, thank you. And you? What is a goal you have for the new year? Alright, okay, so I want to upload at least 50 YouTube videos. So that is basically me uploading a video every week. It's scary to say because if I say it, you guys will be holding me accountable. Be like, hey, where's the new video? And then I'll be like, on my computer still? I don't know. So those are all of the questions about myself, like personal questions. And now I'm going to move on to questions about Korea. So I'm actually not going to go too into detail with these questions because I think I'm gonna make a separate video about Korea with my friends, which I feel like will actually be a little bit more helpful for you guys because you'll have multiple opinions. One of the most asked questions was, why did you move to Korea? Like many other Korean Americans, I have always wanted to know what it was like to live in my motherland country. And to me, I thought that, you know, if I don't go now, when will I ever be able to go, you know? I think for me, the regret that I would have felt with not ever trying to go would have like eaten me up, and so I kind of just did it. I didn't move permanently, which leads to my next question is, how long do you plan to stay in Korea? Minimum will be a year, but after that, I don't know where I'll be. I don't know if I'll be in Korea. I don't know if I'll be in America. Like it's just a huge question mark that I have no idea. Was there any culture shock even though you're Korean? Yes, of course. One of the biggest culture shocks was probably the bathrooms here. Many bathrooms in Korea are where the shower is connected to the bathroom as a whole, and there's usually not like a curtain or anything or like a door, so usually when you shower in a bathroom, everything is just filled with water. And people usually have slippers that they wear in the bathroom. And in Korea, many people use the towels that are like this big. I feel like in America, we're used to the big bath towels and we use that after we shower, but they don't use that here in Korea. That was a huge culture shock. I was like, how am I supposed to dry my body with this tiny thing? But you get used to it after you shower. I wish the States had more independent coffee shops. I feel like a lot of people mostly go to Starbucks for their coffee, which is pretty different in Korea. I think in Korea, people go to Starbucks to just study, and then to drink coffee, that's when they go to like the local coffee shops. But I wish America had more cafes. What do you miss the most about America that's not in Korea? I think I miss the feeling of, or the sense of familiarity. For me, Korea is still something relatively new. Like, I've only been here for 4 months. And I visited a couple of times before that, but not like for that long. So, like in America, if I needed to buy something, I would just be like, oh yeah, like I'll just go to Target. And the familiar feeling of pulling up to the parking lot, parking, walking towards a really big red sign with like huge red balls in the front of the store. Just that sense of familiarity, I think, is something that I miss the most. Other than my friends and family, I miss them a lot too. Okay, the last question is, do you feel like you've changed in any way since moving? How? I think I have become a lot more to myself. Korea, I don't really have friends. Okay, let's backtrack. I'm not saying that to have you guys feel bad for me or anything. It's just like that's what happens when you're in a foreign country and you're not working. Yeah, I have become a lot more reserved, I think. But that's probably because I'm not really in social settings where I have to talk a lot to people, so I think that's one of the biggest ways that I have changed. I don't really know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but that's just kind of where I am in my life. So those are all of the questions. Thank you guys so much once again for asking questions, and I will definitely have another video in the future where I talk more about Korea with other people, so it's not just like my biased point of view. But yeah, thank you guys once again so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.